The word dissolving.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Thank you, Beatrice. I have a
Good
company.
morning.
Okay. Majid is not well. No problem. I hope you get well soon. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. If no questions, then we'll move forward. Okay. So one thing we must keep in mind right now, we're doing Swatantrika Madhyamika School, which I mentioned. Again, they're divided into two different parts. So one part is called the Swatantrika Madhyamika, and the other is Yogachara Swatantrika Madhyamika. So whatever definition I'm giving right now, they are the same, pretty much the same for both the schools, right? The only difference between these two schools is one school they believe, okay, Yogacara school or Chittamatra school, they do not accept externality. We've been discussing this very often. So Yogacara Swatantrika Madhyamika, they reject externality, right? And Swatantrika Madhyamika, they accept externality. That is the only difference. The rest of the tenet exposition of the tenet is almost the same, except there's a difference in how they accept externality. There's a difference in the two. Okay, yes, Beatrice.
But if they reject externality, are they more prasangika madhyamika? What is the difference between the Yogacara Swatantrika Madhyamika and the Prasangika Madhyamika? Which is the difference?
Okay, so the difference between Swatantrika Madhyamika and Prasangika Madhyamika, we have to differentiate that way. The stark difference is Prasangika, they do not accept any degree of objectivity.
Yeah, and Yogacara?
Not Yogacara.
Yoga.
Let's talk about Swatantrika Madhyamika.
No,
So,
but I'm asking exactly between Yogacara, Swatantrika Madhyamika, and Prasangika Madhyamika. Which is the difference between
yeah,
these two?
so the Swatantrika Madhyamika, okay, when does one school qualify as Swatantrika Madhyamika? Though it's Yogacara philosophy, they do not accept externality. The main defining point is that they accept some degree of objectivity. So they believe in 50% objective existence, 50% subjective existence.
But
Right?
then I don't understand the division between in the Swatantrika
Okay.
Madhyamika.
Okay. Division in Swatantrika Madhyamika.
In Swatantrika Madhyamika, because you say one, the Sautantrika Swatantrika Madhyamika, they believe in this 50% objectivity.
No, both
And
both Swatantrika Madhyamikas believe in 50% subjectivity, 50% objectivity. But okay,
Prasangika 100%, 10% of subjectivity.
okay. So
but
yes,
why they
Beatrice.
call yoga or Chitaman or yoga tantrika
Okay,
Yogacharya Swatantrika? Why is this name?
because they believe that everything is just the mind.
That's why.
Yes,
They don't accept the 50% of externality.
they do accept. Okay,
But
so
they
I'll
believe
I'll
everything is of the
okay,
mind.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why. So the mind,
Okay.
so the mind which sees the blue color, right?
Mm,
So the example given is the mind which sees the blue color
mm,
and the blue color that appears, right? There are two things. Subject is the mind apprehending the blue color, and the object is the blue color, subject and the
oh,
object.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that, but what
No,
I
no, no,
cannot
I haven't
understand.
finished. I haven't finished.
Ah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the mind, which is apprehending the blue color, and the blue color, which is the object of this mind, these two, according to the Yogacara Swatantraka Madhyamika, they are subject and object, 50% object, 50% subject, but they are believed to be substantially one.
Okay, but what substantially what mind or object?
Substantially
Subject
one.
of object.
Substantially one means entity wise one.
Entity wise one.
Yeah,
Okay,
isolate
okay,
wise different.
but it's coming from the mind.
Yes,
The blue color is also coming from the
from the
mind.
mind. Yes, but there is still
It's
a blue color. There is a blue color. There is the mind. There are two things. There's duality, but
there is.
substantially they are one. Entity wise they are one. When you go pointing at where is this thing, there that's one. Isolate wise they're different. Whereas the Swatantraka Madhyamika, they believe these two to be substantially different.
Yes, that I can understand. Yeah. Now, what I cannot understand is the name. Why they call Yogachara Swatantrika Madhyamika?
Yogacara, because what the mind perceives, which is the blue color, it's of the same
Mm,
substance, which is of the mind,
mm,
the Alya Vigyan.
mm. Yeah.
So basically, it's like the ocean and the waves of the ocean. If you remember
Yeah.
the analogy, yeah.
Yes. 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 No. Because what I understand is that all the Chitta Mantra view is
Mhm.
100% from the mind. 100% from the mind. That was
Yes,
it was. Yeah.
yes,
So if in this case is 100% from the mind, it don't fix in Swatantrika
hundred
Madhyamika.
percent. This is also 100% from the mind, but they do
Yeah.
believe in duality.
Okay. Not in externality then
So
duality,
yeah,
let's
it's
say.
duality. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, these are tricky things.
Yes.
All right. Any other questions? But Beatrice, it's a very good question. Please explore more.
Uh,
Please explore more. I'm sure there's a lot. I mean, I'm not capable of giving you the most correct, accurate answer because even I haven't gone into the differences between the two. But while I was reading the Tenet system, I came across this where they say that the object and the subject, they are substantially one for the Yogacara school. Yogacara Swatantrika Madhyamika. Okay. These subjects are very difficult to apprehend actually. They're too subtle, the concepts. Okay.
yeah. So substantially one, they say entity one and isolate two. In this example, the blue. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
I
will
think
think about it.
yes. So I think it's very important for us to study Pramanavartika, the four types of
Yeah.
causes. When we understand the four types of causes, when we say substantially one, it means okay, so what comes out of what? Okay, so what is the substantial cause of the apple tree or the apple? Let's say apple. It's the apple seed, right?
Hmm.
Whereas the water and the sunlight, these are the cooperative causes. So if you understand these concepts, so substantial cause is basically the apple seed has to completely okay, when the apple comes about, this apple seed, you do not find it, right?
No, that's substantially the substantially cause I can understand, but that is not what you mean here, no? Because the pen and the blue is not the substantial cause. It's nothing to do with that. the example you gave,
the substantial cause of the pen and the, the blue color and the mind apprehending the blue color, they are same.
Okay.
That is what it means. It's like the apple seed giving rise to the apple or the apple tree. So there's a seed, apple seed. It gives rise to the apple as well as it gives rise to the apple branches. Something like that. Okay. Any other questions? All right. So, okay. So when we're doing Madhyamika school, we're not going very much in depth, right? We're just trying to understand what the philosophy of Madhyamika is. So as long as we understand that things are actually coming from the mind, okay, the example of the movie screen, right? Okay, so before I go on to the example again, so I have to make sure that how to make the distinction between Swatantrika Madhyamika and Prasangika Madhyamika. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this. I've already mentioned in the previous class. So, okay, first going to Swatantrika Madhyamika school. Swatantrika Madhyamika, they accept, okay, you can write Swatantrika Madhyamika, they accept objective existence, inherent existence, intrinsic existence, and self-characteristic. And they reject true existence, independent existence, ultimate existence. This is a very important concept. Okay, I'll repeat. Swatantrika Madhyamika, they accept objective existence, inherent existence, intrinsic existence, and self-characteristic. And they reject, the same school, Swatantrika Madhyamika, they reject true existence / independent existence / ultimate existence. So this school, the first school, the first kind of Madhyamika school, which is Swatantrika Madhyamika, they make a distinction between objective existence and true existence. Whereas Prasangika school, they reject all of these. Prasangika Madhyamika school, they reject all of these. They reject objective existence, inherent existence, intrinsic existence, self-characteristic. They reject true existence, independent existence, ultimate existence. They reject all of it. And for Prasangika school, all of these terms, they become synonymous.
Wait. I'm sorry. Can you repeat again for Swatantrika Madhyamika?
Okay.
They
accept.
Yeah, the last, yeah.
I'll just repeat from the beginning. Okay, Swatantrika Madhyamika, they accept objective existence, inherent existence, intrinsic existence, and self-characteristic. They accept. So these are all synonymous for them. All these four terms are synonymous. You can put /. So they accept objective / inherent / intrinsic / self-characteristic. And they reject true existence / independent existence / ultimate existence. So they make a distinction between these terms, the first four and the second three. For them, these are different. Whereas for Madhyamika school, all these terms, all these 7 terms, they are synonymous. They reject all of them. This is the stark difference between these two schools. Okay, yesterday I think Sangamitra ji had asked me the text by uh, Acharya Bhava Viveka, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So Acharya Bhava Viveka's text is Pragyana Pradipa,
Okay.
wisdom lamp. Pragyana is wisdom, Pradipa is the lamp, Pradeep. And what is one thing interesting that I found was this text, the commentary on Mula Madhyamika Karika by Acharya Bhava Viveka. It was written after the death of Acharya Buddha Palita, who's the founder of, who's believed to be the founder of Prasangika Madhyamika. So Acharya Buddha Palita already wrote a commentary on Mula Madhyamika Karika, which is Madhyamika Vritti, which I shared yesterday, right? Madhyamika Vritti is what Acharya Buddha Palita wrote. And then after the death of Acharya Buddha Palita, then Acharya Bhava Viveka wrote a more like an argument. So he wrote a commentary on Acharya Nagarjuna's Mula Madhyamika Karika, defending his position, right? Basically rejecting Acharya Buddha Palita's position, making a distinction. That's how these two schools came into being, Swatantrika Madhyamika and Prasangika Madhyamika. Then later on, now what is interesting is later on, Acharya Chandrakirti came and said that Acharya Chandrakirti actually defended Acharya Buddha Palita's position. Again wrote a commentary against basically rejecting Acharya Buddha Bhava Viveka's position. Okay, which is
Okay,
Madhyamika.
I have a question. You say the last word was the Swatantika reject true existence, independent and ultimate existence.
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
But how Pratsangika Madhyamika, what do you mean by ultimate existence? Because Prasangika Madhyamika don't reject ultimate existence, or what do you mean by ultimate? It's not ultimate truth. It's another.
Okay,
What is ultimate
okay. This
existence?
is a very good question. So when you hear the term ultimate and ultimate truth, so
Yes.
all these while we've been talking about ultimate truth, right? Now when you hear the word ultimate, there's a these two are very different terms. Ultimate means something ultimate. Ultimate
Okay.
truth means, okay, so you apply the meaning of ultimate to the truth. Okay, giving the example of okay, let's say the flower, right? So does the flower exist ultimately? The question
Mm.
is, does the flower exist ultimately? So what are we going to do? We are going to analyze now. So we all accept a flower, right? When we talk about the flower on the conventional level, in the conventional domain, we all accept a flower. We all, when somebody brings a flower, the whole world will accept that it's a flower, right? But once you ask the question, does this flower exist ultimately? How does this flower exist? Then you're stepping into the domain of ultimate analysis. The minute you go beyond what is accepted by the conventional world, that is when you enter the domain of ultimate analysis. So what do? Now you go closer to the flower. Then you look at the petals, you look at the stem, you look at the uh, color, shape, different things, right? And then you keep going closer. You ask the question, is the petal the flower? Is the stem the flower? You start asking questions. You start going into its parts, right? And then you keep going and you keep going. And then finally, ultimately, what do you find? According to Prasangika, nothing. There's no flower, ultimately. Okay, so last time I think Beatrice, you said you found atoms,
Yes.
right? Atoms and composite space. So you found something. So ultimately, you found the atom and the composite space. But according to Madhyamika philosophy, they don't find anything. Even the atoms and the composite space, you keep segregating. Ultimately, there's nothing out there, ultimately. So ultimate existence means this. There's nothing at the ultimate level. Nothing exists ultimately. And
That is
that
the
is the ultimate truth. That is the
yeah,
ultimate truth.
that's why.
Yes.
And that is what the Swatantika Madhyamika reject. When
Yes.
you say ultimate existence, you say in the part in the three words you say they reject
Mm-hmm.
through existence, independent existence, and ultimate existence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
but then you say the Madhyamika reject all these three words also.
Which?
You say they reject this. Then you say the Prasangika,
Mm-hmm.
for them, these all seven words are synonymous, and
Synonymous.
they reject synonymous, and they reject that.
Okay.
So they reject the ultimate existence. This
Yes.
I don't understand. Yeah,
Yes, they reject ultimate existence. Okay, so we have to keep in
which is
mind.
not which. So ultimate existence is not ultimate True. It's a different concept.
According to Swatantrika,
Yeah, it's a different concept.
Swatantrika Madhyamika and all schools below Swatantrika Madhyamika, there's a difference. Whereas for Prasangika Madhyamika, ultimate truth means, okay, so, all right, so there's a difference between the term, the label,
Yeah.
and the referent, how what you understand. We may use the term ultimate ultimate existence, right? Ultimate existence, we can use it for all schools. But then the referent, the mental image that we get, they may differ for different schools when you talk about ultimate existence. Okay, for
So you
Chittamatra,
say is so you say it's the same label but different meaning for
yes,
the schools, but it's
referent,
the same label. So
yes,
we label ultimate existence, but what we understand for the Prasangika and for all the others are different.
different,
This
yeah,
is kind of strange thing that they put the same label and then means different things. It's
yeah, like
strange for
like
me.
like how we study the two truths in all four schools. Ultimate
No,
truth.
okay, but yeah, I know how I understand that they're totally different the meaning.
Hmm.
But it was strange for me to say that Prasangika Madhyamika reject ultimate existence.
Of course,
You
they
know,
reject okay, so let me give the example.
if
Okay, so
if ultimate existence is ultimate true,
no, they're different.
is
These two are
okay,
not synonymous. Ultimate
okay,
existence
okay,
and ultimate truth, they're not synonymous.
okay, perfect, okay,
Okay,
okay.
nothing exists ultimately. You can write this down.
Yes, yes.
Upon ultimate analysis, okay, so this you can jot down. Upon ultimate analysis, upon ultimate analysis, when you find, upon ultimate analysis, when you find that nothing exists ultimately, is the ultimate truth, according to Prasangika. Okay, I'll repeat. Upon ultimate analysis, when you find that nothing exists ultimately, upon ultimate analysis, when we find that nothing exists ultimately, is the ultimate truth of, according to Prasangika. Okay, Beatrice, now does it make sense? Now do you see the difference?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I see the difference. The problem was with with the term or
Mhm.
ultimate existence and ultimate true. For me, is a little confused that
So
it's not that it's different.
since you're learning Tibetan, I would advise you
Yeah,
to look for the Tibetan terms because English terms are
yeah,
really confusing.
yeah.
Yes, English terms,
Okay.
that is one problem studying philosophy in English because English
Uh,
is a language which was not created to study philosophy, right? So
yeah,
we have to
yeah.
borrow
I
terms from
understand.
English language and it gets
Do you
sometimes
know the Tibetan term for ultimate?
not,
No.
no, I'm going to look
Okay,
for it. I'll share
I
with
will
you.
search. I will
Yeah.
Ma'am,
search.
even
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Sanskrit
very
words.
much.
Okay.
Ma'am, even Sanskrit words are requested.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Of course, we need to have all these terms, Sanskrit, Tibetan, English, Pali
Right.
as well. Yes. Okay. So, all right. So I was going to share something. Okay. Now,
Samvriti Sattva and Paramartha Sattva.
yeah,
Samvriti
for
Sattva is
ultimate Samvriti.
conventional truth, and Paramartha Sattva is ultimate truth.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And
That
in ultimate truth, we can find nothing exists ultimately.
that is Prasangika,
That is
Sangamitra.
the ultimate truth,
Yeah.
according to Prasangika Mahotma. Yeah.
Sangamitra ji, Samvriti Satya is for conventional truth and
Par
Paramarth Satya is for ultimate truth, right?
yes. This I had mentioned earlier. Yeah.
I remember.
According to Nagarjuna.
Thank you,
Acharya.
ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Sangamitra ji. Okay. Okay. So going to the difference between the two schools, the two schools of Madhyamika, Swatantrika Madhyamika and Prasangika Madhyamika. So I shared the terms, right? The terms, what the Swatantrika Madhyamika accept and what they reject. I hope you have all these terms. These are important. Okay. Whereas Prasangika, they reject all of these. That is one point. The second point you can, okay, so the second point is you can jot down. So Swatantrika Madhyamika, to understand this, Swatantrika Madhyamika, they say they accept 50% objectivity and 50% subjectivity. So this is a very general understanding of Swatantrika Madhyamika school. So they say there's 50% objectivity, there's 50% subjectivity, right? Okay, now Prasangika Madhyamika says there's everything is 100% subjectivity. There's no degree of objectivity. This is Prasangika's view. Okay, now to give an analogy to understand this, okay, going back to the analogy which I shared in the previous class, okay, watching a movie on the movie screen, right? Okay, so where is the movie coming from?
Projector behind us.
From behind.
Okay, the movie is coming from the
Projector
projector. Where are you seeing the movie?
on the screen.
From.
On the screen, right?
Yes.
So seeing the movie on the screen, it's okay. So, all right. Okay, so you're seeing the movie on the screen, right?
Yes.
What is the, so what is, okay, now if you look, if you go closer to what you see on the screen, what will you find?
You said that we will just find plain dots. It's a plain screen. You said no, it's not a smooth screen. It's a rough screen. So we'll only find roughness of the screen. Truly, there is no movie.
Okay, so emptiness
There
of
are
the
only
movie.
dots. Yeah, there are only pixels.
Okay,
So
emptiness of the movie. So now, no, we have to talk in terms of what you see on the screen. What is it that you're seeing objectively? The movie.
projection.
Nothing.
No, movie.
Yeah,
The
we see
movie
movie.
which looks so real to you, which makes you cry, which makes you get scared. If there's a ghost, you get scared, right? So this is so objectively there, right? So that objectivity. Okay, now if you go closer to the screen, now you're looking looking at the movie on the screen, right? So when you go closer to the screen to look for this movie, which looks so objectively existent or true existence, you go there, what do you find?
Nothing.
No, no, no. Okay, now I think I shared this with you before. We talked about the object of negation. Do you all remember this term, object of negation? What is it that we are negating? We have to be very specific. Emptiness of what? Okay, object of negation is a technical term. So whatever you see as objectively there, that is the object of negation. So when you're watching a movie on this, okay, objectively existent movie, right? Or
When we
ultimately,
go closer to that, we negate the movie. We can miss the movie.
okay, we negate the movie, not exactly the movie. We don't negate the movie, but we negate the objectively existent or true existence of the movie or ultimate existence of the movie. Okay, so according to this school, we reject what? We reject true existence of this movie. We reject independent existence of the
Independent
movie, and we
ultimate.
reject ultimate existence. So when you go closer to the movie, we find that the movie is actually not there. It's coming from where? From the projector, right? Okay, but there is a screen where the movie is going on, right? So this screen where the movie is, okay, movie on the screen is the conventional truth, is an example of the conventional truth. So the movie on the screen is the example of a conventional truth. And the movie being empty of the independent existence is the ultimate truth, is an example of the ultimate truth. So where is this movie coming from? Actually coming from the projector, right? So Prasangika Madhyamika, Swatantraka Madhyamika, what they say is they do accept the objective existence, inherent existence, intrinsic existence, self characteristic of this movie on the screen. They do accept that. So they're saying that there's 50% coming from the screen, 50% coming from the projector. This is Swatantraka Madhyamika's viewpoint. Whereas Madhyamika, they completely reject that and they say that there's nothing from the screen. On the screen, everything is coming from the projector, 100% from the projector. This is the difference. Okay, so like I mentioned before, these concepts are very subtle. This we must keep in mind. Not just, I'm sure many of you are a little lost. I'm also lost, to be honest. I'm just repeating what I studied. But experientially, these concepts, it's very difficult to get these concepts experientially. For that, we need to do extensive study, reflection, and meditation to understand, to really say that this is an apple there, direct perception, path of seeing. Remember, path of seeing, you see emptiness directly. That is when you actually get the understanding, like saying that this is an apple. You're very sure that this is an apple. So right now we can only think of the apple image in our mind and say that, oh, apple looks like that. So what we're doing right now is just thinking about the apple, right? So to get a very, and then what you think, the generic image, it's never clear, right? If we all sit, okay, none of us are in Agra right now. If we all imagine the Taj Mahal, I'm sure most of you have seen Taj Mahal. So if you all imagine the Taj Mahal, we know that we are imagining Taj Mahal, but the image in our mind is not clear of Taj Mahal. It's very hazy. So it's something like this, whatever we are doing right now, it's like the image of the Taj Mahal in our mind, just a very hazy image. So to really get the direct perception, direct valid cognition. We have to do a lot of extensive studies, reflection, and meditation. I'm saying we because I'm also equally included, right? All of us. Okay. So for the time being to study, we need to get the terms and what. Okay. So basically, the terms that I shared, what Swatantrika Madhyamika accept and what they reject. These we must have them handy to study, and then we can delve deeper into these concepts. All right. Okay. So next we can do. Okay, so we did the two truths, and then I shared that from the Swatantrika school, the second school, Vaibhashika Swatantrika, we did assertion on the objects. We had these 6 points, right? The two truths, generally and specifically characterized phenomena, manifest and hidden phenomena, and 3 times positive. Okay, so negative and positive phenomena, right? And okay, so all these objects, these we bring to all the other higher schools. So we talk about how phenomena exist, positive, negative, hidden, manifest, all these we also accept in this school. So assertion on the sub objects, these we've done previously. And then the two truths according to the school, Swatantrika Madhyamika, I shared in the earlier class, the definition. And then, okay, so, okay, so I would request you all to go through the definition of the conventional truth and the ultimate truth once right now. Just quietly read it for a few seconds and then see if you get it. Okay. Okay, so if you've read the definitions of ultimate truth and the conventional truth according to Swatantrika Madhyamika school, okay, if you have any doubts, okay, try to apply the analogy of the movie on the screen and the projector. So I just mentioned a little earlier, when you go closer to the screen to look for the objectively existent or independently existent movie, that is the ultimate analysis, what happens? You find emptiness of true existence of the movie. So there, this duality disappears, right? So the object which is cognized by the direct valid cognition, cognizing it by the way of dissolving the appearance of duality. Duality means the subject-object duality. The mind and the movie on the screen, the object. So there's a duality in the conventional, when you talk about the conventional truth, there's a duality, there's an appearance of duality. So the mind, which is the projector, is projecting the movie on the screen and people are enjoying the movie. So that is the conventional truth. So when you go closer, when you analyze, when you go into the ultimate analysis, what happens? You do not find the movie on the screen, right? So you only find 50%. Okay, so basically when you see emptiness of true existence. So what you're rejecting here is true existence, not objective existence. They accept objective existence. They reject true existence. So when they go closer, okay, so, okay, if I'm a Swatantrika Madhyamika philosopher, adherent. Okay, so before I become a Swatantrika Madhyamika adherent, I'm an ordinary being who has this ignorance of seeing true existence. So I see true existence on the screen, right? On the movie to be existing truly or ultimately or independently. So then I'm taught, a Swatantrika Madhyamika philosopher comes to me and says that true existence, there's no true existence. He or she teaches me the ultimate truth of according to this school. Then I go closer to the screen, looking for the true existence of the movie. And then what do I find? The emptiness of true existence of the movie. So there the duality disappears. Now what is the object of negation here according to this school? It's the emptiness of, oh, okay, sorry, not the emptiness of. What we are rejecting here in this school, we are rejecting true existence. We are not rejecting objective existence. This we need to be very careful. If we reject objective existence, then you are not a Swatantrika Madhyamika, you are a Prasangika Madhyamika. So we have to identify the object of negation. Okay, Madhuji is smiling. What happened?
Ma'am, because you said rejecting true existence, not rejecting objective existence. So this is like,
Yeah, I
not
know.
getting.
So for the time being, let us all just mug it up, right? And then we'll slowly go deeper into it. Okay, so each school, whatever school we're studying, we have to identify the object of negation, what we are trying to negate. So basically this course, 3-month course, is more like, okay, so we did go into the philosophy a bit, but apart from that, what we extensively focused on is more to do with the terminologies, the philosophical terminologies that we use, the terms, right?
Which is the object of negation here then defined again? Is the true existence of the movie in the screen? That is the object of
Yes,
negation.
yes. The true existence slash independent existence slash ultimate existence of the movie on the screen. So that becomes the object of negation.
Ma'am, I have the old notes which gives me the definition of conventional truth from Vibhashika.
Mhm.
When an object which is apprehended as a phenomena whose apprehend mind does not cease when it's dismantled and is segregated into parts. So I remember you gave an example of a pot. When the pot is broken and then you put those
Sorry,
parts
which
together,
ceases?
which ceases to exist.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
When it does not cease when it's dismantled or when it is segregated into parts. So here you gave an example of a pot. So we
No,
break
that
the
is
pot and
that
then
is
we
the
ask.
definition for conventional truth, not the
And
ultimate
that's
truth.
the truth in Vibhashika, ma'am. That's what.
Yes, yes,
Conventional
okay.
truth in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Vibhashika.
So
So
there
here,
the mind ceases. It does
yes,
the mind ceases. It does you just I think can you read it again?
we wrote an object which is apprehended as a phenomena
Mm-hmm.
whose apprehended mind does not cease when it's dismantled or when it's segregated into parts.
It's not does not cease, it ceases.
Okay, ceases.
When it ceases, it's a
That one does not exist.
conventional truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then it ceases.
Yeah, you wrote just the opposite. That the one you read is the definition for ultimate truth.
Right. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so now if you have all the definitions for all the schools that we studied, all the definitions for the two truths, what you can do is you can compare the definitions. That'll be interesting. Then you'll see the subtlety, how the schools are going from very grosser understanding of the reality to the very subtle understanding. Okay. Okay, so as long as you've all got the definition for the school, now do you understand what it means by dissolving the duality, the definition for ultimate truth according to this school? Dissolving the appearance of duality means when you go closer, you do not find the you find the emptiness of true existence of the movie on the screen. So that becomes, that dissolves the duality. Initially, you were seeing true existence or independent existence or ultimate existence of the movie on the screen. So that was the object. And the subject is the mind looking at it, right? But when you go closer, you find the emptiness of true existence slash independent existence slash ultimate existence. And then object disappears, you only see the mind. So the duality disappears basically. So that's the ultimate truth according to the school. Whereas conventional truth, cognizing the appearance of duality. So this valid cognition, what does it do? It cognizes the appearance of duality. Well, okay, so now we have to really, these words here, appearance of duality, they could have just said cognizing the duality, but they have put the term appearance of duality. So there's a huge reason to do that, why they're talking about the appearance, right? Only what appears. Okay. Okay, so with this we finish assertion on the objects. Now assertion, going to the assertion on the subject, we're doing the assertion on the basis, which has two parts, assertion on the object and assertion on the subject. So now we're doing the assertion on subject. I'll go quickly now. I'll just mention. Okay, now going back to path, right? Okay, path means it's a mental journey, right? Okay, so one thing I'd like to share here is, okay, I have a question for all of you. Okay, how many of you been to a diamond store?
Not me.
Okay, so we all have seen diamonds in the diamond store, right? Very attractive, right? Especially for women. I think even for men, no doubt. All right. And then, okay, so what is the difference between diamonds in the diamond store and diamond, let's say a piece of diamond which has just been picked or brought from the mines, or let's say it's filthy, covered with filth? Anybody? Is there a difference? Or if there is, what is the difference? Yes. Yes, Madhuji.
Yes. Ma'am, we call it uncut diamond one, and actually the first stage it is found in mines. The
What
diamond
diamond
is
is it called?
see one basic term is called uncut diamond.
Uncut.
Okay,
Okay, okay.
uncut. It's a middle stage, but the
Mhm.
first stage it isn't found in mines like we had
Yeah,
in Area
I'm
Golconda
talking
mines.
about, yeah, I'm talking
Yes,
about the ones we find in the
mines.
mines.
Yeah. So I think when we are talking in this class, we all know that the coal is one type of diamond. I mean, it's finally carbon. So carbon ages and ages. Finally,
You're
it becomes.
going into the ultimate analysis of diamond now. We are
Sorry,
talking
ma'am.
about diamond. The
So
coal,
it's a rock.
yeah. So
Fine, it's a
basically,
rock.
a coal will take millions of years to
Yes,
turn into a diamond. So we are
millions.
not talking about that. We're talking about the
Yes,
diamond, which has
yes,
actually now
yes,
manifested into the
yes.
coal
It's a rock.
manifested into a diamond.
Yeah,
What is the
it's a rock.
difference between the diamond that you see in the showrooms and the
The
diamond that is
process.
picked up from the filth? Or
It's a process. And finally, the difference is about the process. When the entire process is done on the part which is collected from the mine and
Mhm.
then which is sent to the store, this is the entire process. So from
Okay,
identifying the diamond to making it a diamond actually, which is presentable, which is saleable.
okay. So there's a difference in the process. Okay, anyone else? What about the others?
Ma'am,
It's covered.
diamond from the mine.
Okay, one by one now. Sorry. Yes, Sangamitra ji?
The diamonds from the mines,
Uh-huh.
it's long to go to be attractive as the diamond at
Okay.
the shop.
So now
Long
Sangamitra ji
to
is saying
reach
the
the
time
path.
difference. There's a
Yeah.
time difference.
Yes, yes.
Also process.
Okay, now let's go one by one. Madhuji said the process. There's a difference in
long
the
to go.
process. Okay. Sanghamitraji, time. Time. There's a difference in the time. You know how this dirty, filthy diamond, piece of diamond ore. Can we call it ore? Diamond ore,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So the time difference, the time it takes to go to the showroom, right? So there's a time difference. Very nice. Okay, I think Beatrice and Rizwan, you were saying something.
Yeah, it's simply that the diamond is covered with layers of dirty and other metals maybe, and some things that goes around the diamond in the cave, in the
Mm-hmm.
mine,
Mm-hmm.
and in the store it's just simply uh, without these layers, outside layers. So it's
Very
the
nice.
core of the
Very nice.
diamond.
Thank you, Beatrice. So Beatrice is saying, okay, the ones that come from the ore, they have all these unwanted material on it, which we don't want, right? So the one in the stores that you see, they are very clean, completely gotten rid of all the dirt. Okay. Okay, Vixen, you were saying something?
Yes, just like Beatrice said, the ones found in the mines are with impurities,
Uh-huh.
and ones which are in the shop are very much cleaner. The difference is in the appearance.
Okay, appearance. Okay, now appearance is what your answer is not exactly the same as Beatrice. Okay, now all of you, while they're giving answers, please listen to their answers, right? So try to, okay, so why I'm giving this analogy, I'll try to explain. All right, so there's a difference in the appearance. That's what Rizwan said. Okay, Beatrice said one has dirt, the other one is completely gotten rid of all the dirt, right? Okay, anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. I think it's the difference in attractive one and unattractive.
Okay, okay. One is attractive, the other is unattractive. Okay, very similar to Rizwan's answer. There's a difference in the appearance. One is attractive, the other is not so attractive. Okay,
Ma'am,
yes.
the objectively, the appearance same for me. It's different. One is shiny and other one is filled with unwanted materials.
Okay, so you're saying objectively it's same for you.
Objectively different. One is shiny and another filled with unwanted things.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Appearance.
Okay, appearance and then, okay, so it's what Beatrice and the two of them said. Okay, what about others? Others, do you have anything to share?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Rita,
it's
right?
Yes, Rita.
Same as ma'am, it appearance actually. Like on like when it is in ore, so it is covered with so many layers. But
Hmm.
when it goes to the showroom, it is very shiny, and we can see the real diamond actually. So
Okay,
appearance is most important.
okay, okay. Okay, so most of you, all right, so now why I asked this question is, okay, so our mind is like this diamond, right? Our mind is like this diamond. From the ore, from the mines, the diamond coming from the mines. So though the true nature of this mind is like diamond, it's called the Buddha nature, right? The clear light mind. It's freed of all kinds of dirt, the true nature. Okay, the other example I think I'd shared before is like the water that you get from the gutter. Let's say the gutter water, which is really dirty. The same water, when put through the process of purification, you find the clean water, right? So when you ask the question, where did this clean water come from? It came from the dirty water, right? So it's not like this clean water came from outside somewhere. It's the same glass of dirty water, which through purification, you find the clean water, just like this diamond. So, okay, so what Buddha taught, the true nature of all sentient, the minds of all sentient beings. Any being which has a mind, any being which has a mind, they're known as sentient beings. Basically, those beings which have mind. So the quality of the true nature of this mind is like the pure water and the diamond, right? So what makes the difference is the dirt on it, right? So it's okay. So now, who was it? Sangamitraji said the time difference, right? The time difference, it takes a lot of time to go through this process. Madhuji said the process of the purification or the cleaning, when you clean the diamond and take it to the store and you showcase it, there's a lot of process involved in it. So when we're talking about the assertion on the path, right? Okay, now going back to Arya Nagarjuna's line, ceasing of karma and afflictions lead to nirvana. Karma and afflictions come from, okay, so karma and afflictions arise out of concept.
Mind.
No, the specific stanza. Okay,
Oh,
I'll. Okay, karma and afflictions, they arise from conceptual thoughts. These in turn arise from elaborations of uh, grasping at true existence. So don't worry, this stanza I've already shared with you all. It's in one of the slides, right? So which is in the group, WhatsApp group. So okay. So now I shared these elaborations. They are okay. So they're combated by the emptiness. So we picked up these 5 points. Okay, so suffering, right? Suffering, which is the resultant state, which is what we are experiencing right now. They come from contaminated karmas. So the example I gave earlier of the iPhone 12, right? 2 people fighting for the iPhone 12 and how this whole process happens. So, okay, now going the other way around, let's go from the other way around. The 5 points, we must have these 5 points on our fingertips, right? We picked up these 5 points from Arya Nagarjuna's stanza. Okay, the first is the self-grasping ignorance. When you see the thing to exist objectively, like in the dream, you see the dream goes to exist outside of your mind. So that is the self-grasping ignorance. And then what happens? This self-grasping ignorance, okay, the example of the iPhone 12. You see the iPhone 12 to exist objectively. That's the first step. Okay, so after that, what happens? You know it's a cell phone. We all know what is the function of a cell phone. But then you see what? You see it as iPhone 12. So inappropriate attention happens, where you exaggerate the qualities, of the object. And then when you exaggerate the qualities, what happens? Afflictions arise, negative emotions, attachment, anger, jealousy, all kinds of things. They arise in us, right? That is, then the third is the afflictions. First, self-grasping ignorance. Second, inappropriate attention. And because of this inappropriate attention, what happens? Afflictions arise, right? Then, okay, the 2 people were Majid and Yusufla. Both of them, they have the attachment. They want the phone, but there's only one cell phone there, iPhone 12. So both of them, they go closer to it, and then there's a fist fight. So contaminated karma is created, right? So there's contaminated karma. And then that contaminated karma, this fist fight will lead them to the prison, which is the samsara, suffering, state of suffering. So these 5 things, right? Okay, now Going back to the analogy of the diamond ore. So all these unwanted filth, right? The diamond is there, but all these unwanted filth, what happens? Okay, for the Buddha, there's no difference between the Buddhas or Bodhisattvas, right? And okay, let's say Buddhas. For a Buddha, there's no difference between Buddhas and sentient beings. Just like a diamond expert. For a diamond expert, there's no difference between this dirty diamond ore, and the diamond in the showroom. There's no difference for a diamond expert, right? Whereas for us, who are ordinary beings, who are samsaric beings, we see a difference between, let's say, let's say, let's say somebody in the prison. Okay, so in this world, we call somebody who steals, we call them thief, right? He's a thief, he's a bad person. We completely outcast them out of the society, right? So for ordinary beings, we see a difference between, say, a thief and a Buddha. We say, I don't like him because he's a thief, but I like the Buddha because Buddha is very compassionate, right? So we are, because this is because of our ignorance, we see duality, we label, right? For the Buddha, there's no difference. For the Buddha, anyone who has the mind, has this mind, which the true nature of which is Buddha nature, enlightened mind, awakened mind, right? The only difference is we haven't gone through the process. What Madhuji said, there's a difference in the process, a difference in time. We need time and we need the process. We need to go through that process. And that process is nothing but the path, this path that leads us to the final goal, right? Okay. All right. So now
Repeat the five paths.
sorry,
Self-grasping ignorance.
self-grasping ignorance, giving rise to inappropriate attention,
Okay.
giving rise to afflictions, giving rise to contaminated karma, giving rise to suffering. So this line of reasoning is very important. Okay. Okay, now going to assertion on the subject. Okay, I'll quickly say subject. Why? Okay, oh, sorry, I talked about the path. Okay, let me quickly tell you the assertion on the subject first before we go to the path. Person, okay, there are three: person, consciousness, and label, right? Person, how do they understand? How does this school, Swatantrika Madhyamika, understand the person? It's very similar to other schools. The mental consciousness. They say the mental consciousness is the person, the self. They reject the body. They say body is not the self, it's the mind, the mental consciousness, which is the body, right? Okay, and when you talk about the consciousness, the second one, it's very much similar. They talk about the five sensory consciousness plus the sixth, which is mental consciousness, which we discussed in every school, I guess, most of the schools. So basically all schools, they accept these five, except Chittamatra, they talk about 8 conscious types of consciousnesses. Remember? 6 plus 7th Alya Vijnana, and the 8th is afflictive consciousness. They talk about these 2 extra types of consciousnesses, the Chittamatra school. Whereas all other schools, they accept these 6 types of consciousnesses, 5 sensory and 6 mental. Okay, and then labels, it's the same. It's which I shared earlier in Swatantrika school. There are 2 kinds of labels: verbal labels and mental labels. Okay, so now going on to the path, assertion on the path. Okay, so I explained what is this path. It's basically the path that leads you to the ultimate happiness. So according to this school, okay, so basically path comprises of the 5 paths: path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, and path of no more learning. Okay, so under paths, objects of the path, objects to be abandoned by the path, it's very similar to the previous schools. Okay, objects of the path, they accept gross selflessness and subtle selflessness, right? So except Prasangika school, all other schools, they talk about gross and subtle selflessness. Prasangika school, they do not talk about gross and subtle. Okay, so they accept the, okay, now we have to again go back to the 5 levels of emptiness or selflessness. Okay, is there anyone who remembers? Okay, so the 5 levels of emptiness or selflessness. Okay, what is the first one? Emptiness of? Yes, anyone?
Permanent
Selfless.
unitary independence self.
Okay, okay,
Emptiness or selflessness of permanent unitary independent self.
okay. Sanghamitra is first selflessness. Second selflessness or emptiness? Anybody else?
Ma'am, emptiness of autonomous substantial self or reality.
Okay, emptiness of autonomous substantial reality or
Self.
autonomous substantial self. Okay, nice. Third,
Ma'am, emptiness of
no, no, no,
external
no, no,
reality.
no, no.
Okay. Okay.
Let's give others some chance.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, I'm happy that you know all.
Ma'am, emptiness of external reality.
Emptiness of external reality. Very nice. The fourth, yes, fourth. Fourth, we're doing the school. So we did this. Emptiness of, yes, anyone? Okay, emptiness of,
True existence while not rejecting intrinsic existence.
very nice. Okay, emptiness of true existence while not rejecting intrinsic existence, which is the third school. Sorry, the Swatantrika Madhyamika school. Right? They talk about the emptiness of true existence, which we discussed in the beginning today. Okay, and the last,
Emptiness of intrinsic existence
okay, emptiness of
or,
intrinsic,
or objective existence.
yes, emptiness of objective existence, intrinsic existence, independent existence, they all mean the same for the school. Okay, the last Prasangika school. Okay, now here, object of the path. So they what are the objects that they need to meditate on? So the first two, the first one, emptiness of permanent unitary independent self, is for them it's the gross selflessness of person. For the school, the first one, emptiness of permanent unitary independent self, is the gross selflessness of person according to this school. And the second one, emptiness of autonomous substantial self, is the subtle selflessness of person.
Can you repeat it, please?
Okay. The first one, emptiness of permanent unitary independent self, is the gross selflessness of person for the school.
Okay, thank you.
And the second one is the subtle selflessness of person. Okay. And the emptiness of true existence of all phenomena is the subtle selflessness of phenomena. So remember, they talk about selflessness of person, as well as surfaceness of phenomena. If you remember, they talk about, okay, the lower schools, Vaibhashika and Swatantrika, they don't talk about selflessness of phenomena. Only the higher schools, Chittamatra and above, they talk about selflessness of phenomena as well as person, the two. So according to this school, selfless emptiness of the true existence of all phenomena is the subtle selflessness of phenomena. This is what they have to meditate on. So selflessness of person, selflessness of phenomena. They have to meditate on both of these, right? Okay. So what are the objects to be abandoned by the path? The second point under assertion on the path. So it's the same. Afflictive obscuration and cognitive obscuration. They have to get rid of these two. And I think I'd explained afflictive and cognitive obscuration earlier, right? Okay, so afflictive obscuration is what binds you in samsara, right? Cognitive obscuration is what obscures your mind from seeing all phenomena in the universe. That is cognitive obscuration. So what does cognitive obscuration do? Cognitive obscuration, what it does is, it does not, okay, it stops you from seeing all phenomena in the universe, the reality of all phenomena in the universe. Afflictive obscuration, what does it do? Afflictive obscuration binds you in samsara, right? And cognitive obscuration, it stops you from seeing all phenomena, cognizing all phenomena in the universe. That is what cognitive obscuration does. I think I'd explained quite extensively in the previous Chittamatra school. Do you all remember? Okay, so you can revisit the Chittamatra school where I shared the two kinds of obscuration. Okay, and then going to the nature of the path. Okay, nature of the path comprises of the 5 paths. Gate Gate Par Samgate Bodhi Swaha, the 5 paths. And then they also believe that 5 paths for the Shravakayana, 5 paths, Pratika Buddhayana 5 paths, Bodhisattvayana 5 paths, right? So the whole process, how a Shravaka Buddha or how a Pratika Buddha or how a Bodhisattva, how do they treat these 5 paths? All these are explained extensively, like stepwise in this text called Abhisamaya Alankara. Abhisamaya Alankara is a text taught by Arya Maitreya, a very important Mahayana text, right? So all these very subtle descriptions are given how to take the path. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't understand the last part. So the nature of the path are these 5 paths, but what do you say later? So it's different for the...
Okay, so Shravaka path, Shravaka practitioner, they go through these 5 paths. They also have the 5 paths: path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, path of no more learning. If I'm a Shravaka practitioner, and if I'm a Pratika Buddha practitioner, then I have these 5 paths. How you tread these 5 paths, they're different. Different in the sense, in terms of their realization, what they attain, how they take the journey. And then for Bodhisattvas, they also have these 5 paths. Okay, so on which path, which obscuration is abandoned? These are all different in these 5 paths, depending on the motivation. Okay, so just to give you a small example. So according to Prasangika view, only when you reach the eighth bodhisattva ground. Okay, so this is a very important point. When you reach the eighth bodhisattva ground, there are 10 bodhisattva grounds between the third path and the fourth path. Path of seeing and path of meditation, there are 10 bodhisattva grounds. So only when you reach the eighth bodhisattva ground, this is the bodhisattva yana path. On the eighth bodhisattva yana or bodhisattva ground, you get rid of the cognitive obscuration. So things like that. These are very minute, very detailed explanations are given in Abhisamaya Alankara Sutra. It's a sutra taught by Arya Maitreya. Okay.
The name in English? Name in English of the book?
Okay, name in English, I'll have to look for it.
Okay, never mind, never mind.
You can Google it. Yeah. Sorry.
Never mind.
And get rid of what?
Cognitive obscuration.
Okay.
So this is the Bodhisattva path, not the Shravakayana and Pratyeka Buddhayana path. Bodhisattva path, they have 10 grounds, Bodhisattva grounds between the third and the fourth path. So only when you reach the eighth ground, perfection of the eighth ground, that's when you completely get rid of the cognitive obscuration for a Bodhisattva practitioner. So all these very detailed descriptions you will find in Abhisamaya Alankara Sutra by Arya Maitreya. Okay, and then now we go on to the results. Okay, now, okay, so basically, okay, then we talk about the results or, no, sorry, we can, okay, still on the nature of the path. Okay, how do they understand Buddhist teachings? We talked about the two types of sutras, interpretable or and definitive teachings of the Buddha. So all of what Buddha taught, some are understood as interpretable teachings, some are understood as definitive teachings, right? Okay, so for this school, Swatantrika Madhyamika school, they say that, okay, if you want to jot it down, according to this school, what is the interpretable sutras or teachings of the Buddha? Okay, okay, so the sutras which have, okay, so basically you can just write the sutras whose primary content or the explicit content, the sutras whose primary or the explicit content is the conventional truth and which cannot be accepted literally. Those are interpretable sutras or teachings of the Buddha, according to this school, sorry. Okay, so the sutras whose primary or explicit content is the conventional truth and which cannot be accepted literally. These are interpretable sutras or teachings, according to, very strictly according to this school. So according to Chittamatra, I had given the definition earlier. You can go back to the definition.
Cannot be accepted?
Literally.
Sorry?
Literally.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay. And for definitive sutras or teachings, according to this school, according to Swatantrika Madhyamika school, they say where the sutras, where the primary or the explicit content is ultimate truth and which can be taken literally, which can be accepted literally. These are definitive teachings of the Buddha. Okay, for example, so the first turning of the wheel of Dharma for this school, so they differ, all the Okay, so Chittamatra, they have a different exposition. Like they have a different understanding of the two sutras, types of sutras. Okay, for this school, Swatantrika Madhyamika, the first turning of the wheel of Dharma, the teaching on Four Noble Truths, it's understood as interpretable sutra. They are not the direct definitive teaching. Whereas the second and the third turning of the wheel of Dharma is accepted by this school as the definitive teachings. Okay, so these are all these all come under the nature of the path, right? So path means this purification. We have to get rid of these mental dirts. So while you're doing that, what are the objects that we need to meditate on? What are the objects that we need to abandon? And what is the nature of the path, right? So all these come under the nature of the path, the 5 paths and interpretable sutras and definitive sutras, all these things. Okay, now
Ma'am,
yes.
ma'am, these 15 paths
Mm-hmm.
related to the path, 5
Which
path means self-grasping, ignorance, that 5 path. Is there any connection between
no,
the
no, no, no. Those are not called 5 paths, right? Self-grasping, ignorance, inappropriate attention. Those are not 5 paths. Those are not paths at all. Basically, those are just they just show the causal relationship between self-grasping ignorance and suffering. How the whole process happens. How, because of the self-grasping ignorance, the inappropriate attention takes place. And because of the inappropriate attention, afflictions arise. And because of afflictions, contaminated karma is created. And contaminated karma is what binds us in samsara. So, this whole relationship between ignorance and suffering. So, to get out of
oh,
this suffering, which is like a vicious cycle, we have to cultivate the wisdom of emptiness to combat this ignorance. That is the only way. There's no other substitute if one wants to come out of samsara. So these are not 5 paths. These are not 5 paths. These are not called paths. These are just this causal relation that we understand between suffering and ignorance. So please don't mistake it with these 5 points. There are many 5 and 4 and 16. These are all repetitive. If you go through the Buddhist teachings, there are so many of these repetitive 4, 5, and then 14, 18. There are many. So don't mistake them to be same, right? They're all very specific in their own ways. Okay. All right, so the result, the final, which is assertion on the result, it's basically what is attained finally, right? So what is attained, which I just shared a little while ago, for the Bodhisattva Yana path, on the 8th ground, on the 8th Bodhisattva ground, a Bodhisattva practitioner will get rid of the cognitive obscuration, right? So afflictive obscuration and cognitive obscuration, these two, they stop you from becoming a Buddha, right? So once you get rid of this cognitive obscuration, then you are just on the verge of becoming a Buddha. So that is the Bodhisattva path, the result of the Bodhisattva path. And the result of the Shravakayana and Pratyeka Buddhayana is, for them, they don't believe in getting rid of the cognitive obscuration. For them, their goal is self-liberation. So they only need to get rid of the afflictive obscuration. So as long as one gets rid of the afflictive obscuration, then you've attained your goal, the final result, right? Then one becomes a Shravaka Buddha and the Pratyeka Buddha. So that's the final result. Okay, so with this, we are done with the school. And now we have, okay, we have Wednesday. We have a class on Wednesday. And then normally we do not have classes on Fridays, but this Friday I'm planning to take an extra class if you do not have other engagements. Okay, what about uh, you all? Do you have, because since we don't have classes on Fridays, maybe you have other engagements. Do you all have time on Friday? If
Yes,
I,
ma'am, I have.
is
Ma'am,
there
I
anyone,
have.
is there anyone who is not free? Okay, if Friday doesn't work for any one of you, we can shift it to Thursday, any of the days. But we have to do this class before the last class, which is Saturday, which is,
Ma'am, ma'am, I just want to tell
yes.
you that Friday is a Christmas. So for me, I don't have any problem, but if
Okay,
there's
is there anyone who's celebrating Christmas here?
I celebrate Christmas
yeah,
here.
that's
We are a
why.
Christian country, but
Okay,
it's
yes,
not
I'm
problem
sorry.
because no, it's okay because it is Thursday evening for us.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Uh,
you're on
that
the
is
other
the
side of the globe.
24th.
Uh-huh.
We are this is 24th,
Uh-huh.
and Friday it will be the 25th, no?
25th,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Friday.
This is this is Christmas for us, but it's no problem. I can do the class because
Okay, it's early
for
morning
me it's
Christmas.
early in morning, so I can wake up and the whole family is sleeping, so it's no problem. I
Are
can
you
do the
sure?
class, and yes, no problem, really.
Are you sure?
It's
Otherwise,
okay.
we can do it on Thursday. Let's do it on
No,
Thursday. No, let's do it on Thursday. This is not fair for to Beatrice.
it's
No,
but it's not problem. It's really
no. Okay, so
as you wish, as you wish,
let me ask
as you wish.
if others have any issues on Thursday, if we keep it on Thursday. Is there
Ma'am,
anybody?
actually, I have a
Yes.
class on Thursday from 4 to 6. That's why.
Oh, okay. So she has a
Can we
class.
do it tomorrow? I think tomorrow there is no issue with anyone. If tomorrow is possible.
Yeah, also, yeah, it's true.
Okay, what about tomorrow?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Anybody has any engagements tomorrow? Yes? No engagements tomorrow? Okay, fine. Then we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
all of you for that.
No, we have to be considerate to you because Christmas comes only once a year.
Okay, this year is so special, also, with coronavirus.
Yes, really. This year is a
Thank
big
you very much.
lesson. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow we meet the same time, right?
Okay.
All right. So
Okay, ma'am.
any questions before we disperse? Okay. Any questions? Any random questions? Whatever. Any doubts?
So here we are finished with South
Certain.
Africa, no? South Africa. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So to say, finished.
Yeah, so to say, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if you've no questions, then I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay. So I think I'll have to put it in the group for those of the participants who are not aware. Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
all. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you all. See
Yeah.
you
Bye.
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Tashi Delek.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Bye.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you.